Everywhere you look in Port St. Lucie, there are new communities popping up. And because the market is moving towards a buyer's market, these builders are getting very aggressive with their incentives, which on the front end looks really, really good. But when you dig into that fine print, you find out you're actually paying for those incentives down the road. So let's go through all the new communities that have popped up in Port St. Lucie, and I'll break down the incentives and the pros and cons of each community. Then at the end of this video, I'm going to share some tips and tricks with you that will help negotiate a better deal when working with these builders and their lenders, so you can get the most credits towards your closing costs and the best rates possible. So don't go anywhere. Hi, my friends. If this is the first time to my channel, my name is Lee Brickey, and on this channel, we talk everything real estate. So let's jump right in and start with Central Park in Tradition in Port St. Lucie. Central Park is found on the corner of Crosstown Parkway and Southwest Village Parkway in Tradition. Now, you can call it a positive or negative, but Central Park is not a part of the Tradition HOA. So you don't get the high-speed internet, cable TV, and security system for free, but you also don't pay the $195 a month HOA payment. But you still get to enjoy all that Tradition offers with all of its amenities, parks, stores, shopping, and restaurants. Now, Central Park has been in the works for quite a while now, and we're starting to see the first homes going up. The builders include Ryan Homes, Miranda Homes, D.R. Horton, Taylor Morrison, Coulter, and Stellar Homes. They're actually building the casitas, the little tiny homes. If you notice on the map of Central Park, the homes are being built around this beautiful park they are naming Inspiration Park. The park will contain a large pool, pickleball courts, basketball courts, playgrounds, vending, and much, much more, I'm sure. Now, if you've watched any of my videos from the past, you know I'm not a huge fan of Ryan Homes or Miranda Homes. So I've been waiting for Taylor Morrison to start releasing their homes, and we are finally here. Taylor Morrison has started building their models, and they are in the pre-sale mode. They have 6 models starting at $500,000, which is the St. Thomas model. The models are still under construction in the framing stage, but you can get a good feel of them when you walk through them. Now, I walked through the model in its framing stage just last week. My opinion, I find it a little tight inside. You don't get much family room. So if you have big furniture like I do, I would never fit it in the house. So myself, I would be looking at the larger models. But with that said, they are offering a $30,000 incentive if you use their financing on all of their models. That would be enough to knock off some of the price of the home, cover closing costs, and give you money for a rate buy down if you wanted to. Also, the HOA in Central Park is only $341 per year. That's right. That's only per year, $341. And that includes your water bill, which is a plus because that saves you $40 to $80 per month, depending on the size of your family. Ours is about $60, $70 a month.
Beautiful.
But before you get all excited, let's talk about the cons of this community. Number one, you're taking care of your own lawn maintenance. Now, number 2 is the big one, the CDD bond. This is the community development district fee that is billed to your taxes every year on top of that 2.2% property tax that is charged in Tradition. Now, almost every new construction community has one, but they are usually under $1,000 or right around $1,000. But Central Park has a CDD at $1,832 per year, and that's for the next 30 years. So it's high, and it's something else to really consider because that extra $832 goes towards your DTI and could affect your approval if you're right there on the edge. And just a side note, I'm noticing a trend where these CDD bonds are getting higher and higher, and the builder is paying less and less of them. So if the market continues to tighten up, we could see these bonds getting paid off by the builders so they can sell more homes. But I regress, so let's get to the last con of Central Park, and that is none of these builders are including impact glass, and that includes Taylor Morrison. You will have metal shutters for hurricane protection. And don't let anyone tell you that impact glass isn't a big deal, because it is. And there are many other benefits of it than just hurricane protection without having to put up shutters. It helps with your cooling costs. It makes your home safer because it takes some of the effort to break, and it makes your home silent inside. You don't hear any street noise. So again, something to consider when purchasing a home, especially when spending $500,000 or more on a new home, and it's not much more than a 25% increase for the windows to have impact glass. So I really believe that is a big negative. And if you're trying to cut cost on construction in Florida, it's a bad place to start. But if you stay with me, I'm going to show you a community that has impact glass and also has less expensive homes and less expensive CDD bond. So keep watching. As far as Coulter goes, not sure what those homes are going to look like, but I will keep you updated on them, and also the casitas that Stellar is building, because hopefully these are going to be a lower priced home that can allow some people to get into tradition that normally wouldn't be able to right now. Let's move on to Merida Reserve next. This is also a Taylor Morrison community, but more of a luxury home like their homes in Esplanade. Now, Merida Reserve is not 55 and over, and these homes are absolutely beautiful. They have 80-foot wide lots. They are located along Southwest Wycliffe Lane, which runs right into Esplanade. It's right outside the gates. There are only 20 homes. I think there's 6 left. They do fall under the Tradition HOA, and they have a small HOA for the community, and it's totaling $285 per month. But again, you're going to be responsible for your own yard, and there are no amenities in this little community. But with that said, for the price they are selling these homes and with the incentives, this community is definitely something to look at if you don't mind your home backing up to the road, as you can see here on the site map. There is going to be a berm and a privacy wall being built, but it's not for everyone. But the homes do have impact glass, so you wouldn't hear the road noise when you're in your home, but you would when you were in your backyard. But with that said, you are getting a lot of home for the money, with these homes ranging from the low 600s to the low 700s. The CDD bond is about $1,100 per year for 30 years. But again, you are looking at a smaller private community. But if you're looking for a large home that's just really built well, and absolutely, I think they're beautiful, I would take a look at it. So on to our next community and tradition, which is Cadence by Mattamy Homes. Now, with that said, don't forget that I am a full-time real estate agent, and we would love to take you on a tour of any of these communities that we're talking about today and help you buy or sell your home anywhere in the Treasure Coast or Palm Beach County. This community is, in my opinion, the best buy in Traditions. They really did a great job in this community. And because it was a community that they were building these entry-level homes, I was afraid they were going to come out with something like Ryan would build. Not to keep busting on Ryan, but it's Ryan. But they surprised me with 7 really beautiful models, 4 elevations and 4 interior packages to choose from. And they have really kept the cost down on these homes without skimping on quality. The homes start in the high 300s. And right now you can get into a 1,900 square foot home with extended lanai and upgraded really nicely for $675,000, which is their Mount Rainier. The homes come standard with concrete block on the first floor and on the second floor. And if you're looking at their 2-story home, block on the second floor is not a norm in Port St. Lucie. All you have to do is go look at the building that's taking place there right now. To have concrete block on the second floor is something that is very, very unique in Port St. Lucie. And the insurance companies really like to see concrete block all the way to the top. If you have a concrete block home on the bottom, but it's stick on the top, you're going to pay the insurance price for a stick built home. Also, you get soft close wood cabinets and quartz countertops. And yes, impact glass is standard on all of their homes. And if you purchase a home already under construction, known as a spec home, you will get a 4% incentive off the price of the home at closing. And if you do a to be built, you'll get 3%. So that's either 4% of the total price of the home or 3% of the total price of the home at closing, which is a nice chunk of change. Again, you can use that for closing costs or rate buy downs, whatever you want to use it for, but it's a good deal. Now, the CDD bond is about $1,000 to $1,100 a year for 30 years, depending on the home collection you buy. And there is an HOA, but it takes care of your landscaping, front and back, the amenities in the community, which include pool, wading pool, cabanas, grilling stations, and you get cable, internet, and alarm for a total of $314 per month. So the HOA is less expensive than the other communities that Mattamy has built. So I would definitely take a look at Cadence if you are looking to stay under $600,000 and you want a beautiful open concept home. It is a great community again. Now, moving outside of tradition along the Saint Lucie River, one of my favorite places to go fishing is Rivella by Coulter Homes. This is a beautiful gated community right in the center of Port St. Lucie, next to the botanical gardens, as you can see here on the map. The community has a remodeled clubhouse with gym, pool, and tennis courts. The HOA on Rivella is $223 per month, but again, it does not cover your lawn maintenance, but it does cover all the common areas. And there is no CDD bond. I would say that this community is not for everyone, for the fact that the homes start at 1,434 square foot and go up to 1,724 square foot. But they do have spec homes right now starting in the low 400s up to the low 500s. And that includes the lot premium and the upgrades. You can do to be builts there also. I would take a look at it if you're looking for a small community that is right in the heart of Port St. Lucie, because Coulter builds a great home and it could definitely work for you. And then last, coming very soon, will be Veranda Oaks by Taylor Morrison. They have started their VIP list. Their new community is on the corner of the Turnpike and Becker Road, but we do not have any pricing yet for that community, and they only have a few of their floor plans on their website. So I will be bringing you more information as the community moves along and they start pre-selling. I will leave a link for all of the communities I've spoken about in the information section below, so you can go and take a look at them for yourself. Now, as promised, let's talk about some tips and tricks when you're out looking at property, especially new construction right now. Most of these builders are bending over backwards to sell you properties, especially when they're holding spec homes that are ready to be sold. First, I would say though, make sure you go to the property with your real estate agent so that you have representation. If you show up without an agent, you might not be able to have representation afterwards. Also, these builders are not going to let you use any other financing if you want the incentives. They're going to want you to use their financing so that you can get concessions. So you're going to want to ask for the best program that meets your needs. There are programs like 2-1 buy downs that give you a much better interest rate for the first couple of years, and then you can refinance down the road. Another thing to be aware of is that we have found lately that if our clients don't meet certain criteria immediately, the builder's lender is turning them down without going any further. And this is because I think over the last 2 years, the market just made lenders lazy, and now they're having to work for their money. So if you do get turned down by a builder's financing, it does not mean you cannot buy, and it also does not mean you can't get the incentives. They are just not taking the time to do the work to get you approved. So what we have been doing is putting our clients with our lender, Unitas Lending, which is Brent starts. If you watch my channel, he's on here with me all the time. And after they have been turned down, Brent's getting them qualified. And then we are going back to the builder and negotiating with them to keep the concessions. This also goes for cash buyers when we're talking about concessions. Builders are not wanting to give you the concessions if you're buying cash, but they want to sell you a house. So that is definitely a negotiating point also for your agent to help you with. And then when buying spec homes, if the home doesn't fit your budget, but you're close, you can try to negotiate the price down a little bit. We've been successful with this also. Maybe you can get the builder to remove the lot premium or give you an additional concession. We also had a builder just throw in a washer and dryer for a client, which they never do that. So don't be afraid to ask for anything when negotiating with new construction, especially when working with spec homes, because they need to move these homes. Builders do not want to have completed homes just sitting. So I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It helps me know that I'm creating the right kind of videos. Also, if you've been looking at new construction or purchased new construction and you've had any of these experience like the ones I mentioned, let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you have any questions or concerns, please leave those in the comments section below. It helps other people know what's possible, and I also enjoy hearing from all of you. And as always, I answer all your questions and comments. And for leaving a comment, here's a picture of Henry. And then last, you can find out more about what to look for when buying new construction by watching that video right there. Be kind to each other, and I'll see you next time.